Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing great today. If you're new here, hi. I'm so happy you found this video. We talk all about fun and easy ways to learn English faster and sound more confident when you speak. So, grab a drink, relax, and let's learn something cool together. Today's topic is something every English learner struggles with: remembering new words. You learn a word today, but tomorrow, it's gone, right? It happens to everyone. You write it down, repeat it, even try using it once or twice, but somehow your brain just forgets. Well, don't worry. In this video, I'm going to share 11 simple secrets to remember every word you learn. These are not boring grammar tricks or complicated study methods. These are real easy things you can start using right now. Why is this important? Because vocabulary is the heart of any language. The more words you remember, the better you can express yourself. You'll understand movies, songs, and conversations more easily. You'll speak faster and more naturally. And most importantly, you'll feel confident when you talk in English. So if you've ever thought, I keep forgetting new words, this video is for you. Stay with me till the end, because secret number 11 is the one most people never think about, but it's super powerful. Alright, are you ready? Let's jump right into it and make sure you never forget another English word again. Alright, let's start learning these secrets one by one. The first secret to remember every word you learn is this: use the new word right away. I mean it, don't wait. The moment you learn a new word, try to use it in your own sentence. Say it out loud. Write it in your notebook. Send a message to a friend using it. When you use a new word, your brain says, "Oh, this is important," and it starts to remember it. For example, let's say you just learnt the word delicious. Don't just read it and move on. Try saying something like, "This pizza is delicious," or "My mom's soup is delicious." Simple, right? The more times you use the word, the deeper it goes into your memory. If you only read or hear it once, your brain will forget it very quickly. But if you use it 3 or 4 times on the same day, it becomes yours. Here's a small trick you can try. After you learn a new word, take 1 minute to make 3 short sentences with it. Say them aloud. For example, if the word is comfortable, you can say, "My bed is very comfortable." "These shoes are not comfortable." "I feel comfortable in this chair." Doing this helps your brain connect the word with real life. It's like you're teaching your brain, "Hey, this is a useful word." Now the second secret is to connect new words with pictures or real things, not just translations. Many learners try to remember English words by translating them into their own language. For example, you learn the word apple, and in your mind, you think of your native word for apple, but that makes your brain work harder. It's better to see an actual apple in your mind instead of a translation. When you imagine it, you remember it more easily. Let's try it together. Think of the word rain. Don't translate it. Just imagine rain falling on your window. Hear the sound of it. See yourself walking with an umbrella. Now you're using your senses, not just your memory. This kind of learning makes words stick. So whenever you learn a new word, try to find or imagine a picture that matches it. You can even draw it if you like drawing. Here's another tip for this. Use Google Images or Pinterest. Type your new word there and look at the pictures that come up. For example, if you type festival, you'll see people dancing, lights, music, colors. Looking at those images helps your brain make stronger memory links. Okay, moving on to the third secret. Learn words in groups or topics, not one by one. Many students try to memorize long lists of random words, and then they forget most of them. That's because our brains like connections. If words are related, we remember them better. So instead of learning apple, table, blue, and angry all in one list, learn them in groups. For example, you can have a food group: apple, banana, bread, rice, soup. Or a feelings group: happy, sad, angry, excited, tired. When words are part of a family, your brain keeps them together. You can also make mind maps. Write the main topic in the center, like travel. Then around it, write words like airport, luggage, passport, hotel, ticket. You can even draw little icons if you want. This simple activity makes you remember faster because your brain can see the relationship between words. Now, let's talk about the fourth secret. Review new words before you forget them. Many people think learning happens only when they study something new, but actually, learning happens when you review. There's a simple idea called spaced repetition. It means you should see a word again after some time, not just once. For example, if you learn 10 new words today, look at them again tomorrow. Then look at them again 3 days later. Then again after 1 week. Each time you review, your memory becomes stronger. It's like watering a plant. If you water it once, it dies. But if you give it water every few days, it grows. Your memory works the same way. You can use apps like Anki, Quizlet, or Memrise to help you review words. These apps remind you when it's time to see a word again. But even if you don't use apps, you can just make flashcards or write your words in a small notebook and check them every few days. Here's a fun thing you can do. Make word review time part of your daily routine. Maybe when you're having breakfast or sitting on the bus, just open your notebook or phone and look at a few words. You don't need an hour. Even 5 minutes is great. Secret number 5 is one of my favorites. Make your learning personal. What does that mean? It means learn words that are connected to your real life. Don't waste time on words you never use. For example, if you're a student, learn words like exam, presentation, classmate, or project. If you love cooking, learn words like recipe, ingredients, boil, and taste. When a word is part of your world, you will use it more. And because you use it, you'll remember it naturally. Try this small activity. Every week, write down 5 new words that match your life. Maybe something from your job, your hobbies, or your daily routine. Then try to use them in small sentences. For example, if your word is exercise, say, I exercise every morning, or I don't like heavy exercise. These are real things you might say. That's how words become part of your speaking. All right, moving to the 6th secret. Listen and read often. The more you hear and see English words, the stronger your memory becomes. You don't have to understand every single word. Just listen, read, and enjoy. Watch YouTube videos, short stories, or movies in English. Listen to English songs or podcasts. Read simple news, Instagram posts, or short books. When you see or hear the same words again and again in real situations, they become familiar. You'll say, oh, I know that word, and soon you'll start using it naturally. Here's a tip. Don't choose things that are too difficult. If you can understand about 80% of what you hear or read, that's perfect. You'll still learn new words without feeling tired or frustrated. Let's say you're watching a short clip and you hear the word confident. You might not know it at first, but then you hear it again in another video, and then you see it in a text. After that, when you read I feel confident, you'll remember what it means. That's how natural learning happens, through repetition in real life. Now let's go to secret number 7. Make friends with English words. Yes, really. Treat them like friends you meet often. When you meet a new friend, you talk to them, spend time with them, and remember their name, right? It's the same with words. So when you learn a new word, keep noticing it everywhere. For example, if your new word is beautiful, look for it in songs, books, or TV shows. Each time you find it, smile and say, hey, I know you. It sounds funny, but it really works. You're building a friendly relationship with the word. You can even keep a word diary. Write the new words you meet each day and add short sentences about where you found them. For example, today I learned the word proud from a movie. The actor said, "I'm proud of you." The next day, you might see it again in a book. Each time you see it, your memory gets stronger. The 8th secret is to use new words in different situations. Many learners remember a word only in one sentence, and then they forget it when they try to use it somewhere else. To fix that, try using the same word in many ways. Let's take the word easy. You can say, "This test is easy." You can also say, "This recipe is easy." Or, "It's easy to learn English if you practice every day." When you practice using one word in different sentences, your brain understands how flexible it is. Then, when you need it in real life, it will come to you automatically. You can do this as a short daily exercise. Pick one word and make 5 new sentences using it in different situations. You'll see how fast your speaking improves too. Secret number 9 is about speaking. Many learners only read or write new words, but they don't say them out loud. Saying words is super important because it helps you remember their sound, rhythm, and feel. When you speak a word, your mouth and brain work together. That's how strong memory is built. If you feel shy to speak, that's okay. You don't need to speak in front of people. You can talk to yourself. For example, when you're alone, describe what you see. This is my phone. My phone is black. I'm sitting on a chair. These are simple sentences, but you're using real English words in your daily life. You can also record yourself saying new words and listen later. It helps you notice your pronunciation and feel more confident. The 10th secret is a fun one. Play with English words. Yes, play! Learning doesn't always have to be serious. You can use games, quizzes, or apps to make learning exciting. Try crossword puzzles, word search games, or flashcard challenges. When learning feels like a game, your brain relaxes and remembers better. You can even make your own games. For example, write 5 new words on small pieces of paper, mix them up, and challenge yourself to make a sentence using all of them. Or play a memory game with your friends. One person says a word, and the next person has to make a sentence using it. Another idea is to change your phone or social media language to English. That way, you see and use English words every day without studying them. You'll start remembering simple words like settings, download, or share just by seeing them often. And finally, secret number 11, which we'll go deeper into in the next part, is to stay emotionally connected to your learning. When you enjoy what you're learning and feel good about it, your brain remembers faster and longer. But for now, let's stop here and take a moment to think about what we've covered. We talked about using new words right away, connecting them with pictures, learning in groups, reviewing often, making it personal, listening and reading a lot, treating words like friends, using them in different situations, speaking out loud, and playing with words. Each of these helps your brain in a different way, and when you use them together, your English vocabulary will grow faster than ever. You'll stop forgetting new words, and you'll start feeling proud every time you remember one. In the next part, we'll explore the deeper secrets, the emotional and mindset tricks that make remembering words even easier and more natural. So, take a short break, think about which of these tips you'll try today, and get ready for part 2. Alright, let's continue from where we stopped. In the last part, we talked about 10 practical secrets that help you remember new English words. Things like using them right away, connecting them with pictures, learning by topics, and making learning fun. Those tips were about what you can do with your memory and habits. Now in this part, we'll go a bit deeper. We'll talk about how your emotions, motivation, and environment affect your memory. Because learning isn't only about practice, it's also about how you feel when you learn. Let's start with something simple but powerful. The 11th secret is to connect emotions to words. You might not realize it, but your brain remembers things that make you feel something. Happiness, surprise, even sadness. When something touches your heart, you never forget it, right? The same rule works with English words. Let's try an example. Imagine you learn the word excited. Don't just memorize it. Try to connect it with a real moment in your life. Maybe you were excited on your birthday, or when you got a gift, or when you passed an exam. Think about that feeling. Now say, I was excited on my birthday. You see, now excited is not just a word. It's part of your memory. You can also do this with funny or emotional stories. If a word makes you laugh or smile, you'll remember it longer. For example, if you learn the word embarrassed, think about a time when you felt shy or made a small mistake in public. Maybe you said the wrong word or dropped something in front of others. Picture that moment and say, I was embarrassed. It's a real emotion, and that makes the word stronger in your memory. You can even create small emotional stories around new words. For example, if the new word is lonely, imagine a cat sitting alone by the window. Say, the cat is lonely. When you imagine it, you feel a small emotion and your brain says, okay, this word matters. Now let's talk about another important secret. The environment where you learn. Many learners think they can only study when they sit at a table with a book. But the truth is, your brain remembers better when you learn in different places and situations. Try learning words in different parts of your day. Maybe while cooking, walking, or waiting for the bus. For example, if you're cooking, think about words like boil, cut, mix, taste. If you're walking, you can think of words like road, sky, trees, wind. When you connect words with real actions or surroundings, they become part of your daily memory. You can even stick small notes around your room. Write English words on paper and place them near things. For example, on your mirror, you can write mirror. On your door, write door. On your fridge, write cold. Seeing these notes every day keeps those words alive in your memory without studying. Next, let's talk about secret number 13. Repetition in a fun and natural way. In the first part, we talked about reviewing words, but this time let's go deeper into how you can repeat words without getting bored. Repetition doesn't have to be mechanical. You don't need to just read the same word 20 times. That's boring and doesn't really help. Instead, try repeating words through small creative activities. For example, if your word is important, you can make different sentences each day. Day 1, it's important to sleep well. Day 2, my family is important to me. Day 3, this meeting is important. You're repeating the same word, but with new ideas. This keeps your brain active and helps you see the word in new contexts. Another fun idea is to write short mini stories using your new words. The story can be very simple, even just 3 or 4 lines. For example, if you learn the words late, angry, and bus, you could write, I was late for the bus. My teacher was angry. I said sorry. Simple, right? But it helps you remember all 3 words together. Now let's talk about something many people forget. Sleep. Yes, your sleep is a secret part of your memory. When you sleep, your brain organizes everything you learned during the day. If you study words before sleeping, your brain keeps working on them while you rest. So, try to spend 5 or 10 minutes reviewing words before bed. You don't need to study hard. Just look at your notes, say them aloud softly, and go to sleep. The next morning, you'll be surprised how much you remember. The next secret is to use music and rhythm. Music helps memory because it connects learning with sound and emotion. You probably remember song lyrics easily, right? That's because songs have rhythm and repetition. You can use the same trick for English words. Find simple English songs with clear lyrics. Listen carefully and repeat the words. Try to sing along. Even if you don't sing well, it's okay. The goal is to feel the words. For example, if you hear a song with the line, "You are beautiful," sing it a few times. That phrase will stick in your mind forever. You can also make your own rhythm sentences. For example, if you want to remember the word careful, you can say it with a beat. Be careful. Be careful. Don't run too fast. It's fun. It's musical. And your brain remembers rhythm better than plain words. Now, the next secret is one that learners often forget. Stay relaxed and don't fear mistakes. When you feel nervous or stressed while learning, your brain closes up. It stops storing information well. But when you're relaxed and enjoying the process, your brain opens up like a sponge. So don't worry about forgetting or making mistakes. Everyone forgets words. Even native speakers do. Think about it like this. Forgetting is part of remembering. Each time you forget and learn again, your memory becomes stronger. For example, maybe you forget the word polite. When you forget it once, you might feel bad. But when you see it again, your brain says, "Oh, I've seen this before." That small moment makes the memory stronger. So don't say, "I'm bad at English." Instead, say, "I'm training my memory." Here's a helpful practice. When you forget a word, smile and say the word again slowly. Don't get angry. Just repeat it once more. This positive attitude helps your brain relax, and you'll remember better next time. The next secret is to mix old and new words together. Some learners only focus on new words, but then they forget the old ones. It's like making new friends, but never calling your old ones again. So, when you review, always mix. Let's say you learned comfortable, hungry, and honest last week. And this week, you learned lazy, smart, and funny. You can make sentences using both sets of words together. For example, "My honest friend is very funny," or "I'm hungry but too lazy to cook." This simple mix makes your vocabulary more natural and connected. You can also play a short review game with yourself. Write 10 words, some old, some new, then close your eyes and try to remember their meanings, or use them in a sentence. It's quick, and it keeps all your vocabulary fresh. Now, here's another secret. Talk to yourself in English every day. It might sound strange, but it's one of the best ways to remember words. When you talk to yourself, you don't feel shy, and you can practice as much as you want. You can start small. For example, in the morning, you can say, "Good morning, I feel sleepy." Or when cooking, you can say, "I'm cutting vegetables." When you describe what you're doing, your brain connects English words with real actions. That's how babies learn their first language, by connecting words with actions. You can also imagine small conversations. For example, you can say, "Hi, how are you?" and then answer yourself, "I'm good, thank you." This helps your speaking and memory at the same time. The next secret is one of the most powerful ones. Teach someone else. When you explain a word to another person, you remember it deeply. You can teach a friend, a family member, or even a child. Or, if no one is around, pretend to teach. For example, take a new word like generous. Say aloud, "Generous means someone who likes to give or share." You can even make an example. "My dad is generous. He always helps people." When you teach, you're not only remembering the word, you're understanding it completely. It's like the word becomes yours. Now let's talk about another emotional trick. Celebrate small wins. Many learners focus only on what they forget, not on what they remember. But your brain needs encouragement. Every time you remember a new word or use it in a sentence, take a moment to feel proud. Say, "Yes, I remembered that." That small moment of happiness helps your brain make positive connections to learning. You can even keep a small success journal. Each day, write one word you remembered or one sentence you used correctly. At the end of the week, read it and see how much progress you've made. It will make you feel motivated to learn more. The next secret is to use technology smartly. Your phone can be your English helper. Change your app language to English. Follow English learning pages and set reminders for word review. You can also use voice assistants like Siri or Google Assistant to practice. For example, say, "What does honest mean?" or "Translate generous." Talking to your phone in English helps you feel comfortable using the language daily. But remember, use technology to help you, not distract you. Watching short English videos or listening to podcasts is great, but scrolling for hours without focus doesn't help. Choose content that makes you learn while having fun. Now, let's talk about attitude. The way you think about learning English. Some people say, "English is hard," and their brain starts believing it. But if you say, "English is interesting," your brain becomes more open to learning. The way you talk to yourself matters. So, change your thoughts. Instead of saying, "I can't remember words," say, "I'm learning to remember better." Instead of, "My English is bad," say, "My English is improving." These small changes in thinking can make a big difference. Your brain listens to your thoughts, so be kind and positive to yourself. Here's a simple practice. Every morning, say one positive sentence about your English. It could be, "I'm becoming better every day," or "I enjoy learning new words." It sounds small, but it changes how your mind works. The next secret is to stay consistent. Learning English is not about studying a lot one day and then stopping for a week. It's about doing a little every day. Even 10 minutes of practice daily is better than studying for 3 hours once a week. Think of it like brushing your teeth. You don't brush for 2 hours on Sunday and skip the rest of the week. You do it every day, right? Same with English. Just 10 minutes a day. Maybe while eating breakfast, walking, or before bed, will slowly build a strong memory. You can make a simple daily routine. Learn one new word, review 2 old words, and make 1 short sentence. That's it. It doesn't sound like much, but after 1 month, you'll be surprised how many words you remember. Now we're almost at the end, but before we finish, let's do a quick recap. We started by talking about emotional connections, feeling words, and making them part of your life. Then we discussed learning in different environments, repeating with fun, using songs and rhythm, staying relaxed, mixing old and new words, talking to yourself, teaching others, celebrating small wins, using technology wisely, thinking positively, and staying consistent. Each of these secrets helps you remember English words naturally, not by forcing your brain, but by making learning part of your daily life. So, what's the final message? Learning English is not about being perfect. It's about progress. Every word you learn is a small step forward. Even if you forget sometimes, you're still moving. Don't rush, don't compare, and don't stop. Keep learning, keep smiling, and keep going. Because every new word you learn today is one more key that opens the door to the world. And trust me, you're doing better than you think.